Who will give the quick recap of yesterday's class?
Okay, ma'am, I'll tell.
जी.
Okay, so we have started from chapter 5, class management, where we have learned the four groups of yoga participants: beginner, advanced, school children, and special attention group. Then techniques to deal with the difficult student. Then the seating arrangement in class. Then how the instruction should be, and then discussion. And what we have learned? Yeah, in chapter 6 we have learned different types of teaching aids, advantages of teaching aids, and principle of selective teaching aids. Yeah.
Okay, so today we have to start chapter number 7. Chapter number 7 is Art and Science of Questioning in Yoga Teaching. So, in this chapter, we will study about objectives of teaching questioning and 7 kinds of questions that are given and characteristics of good questions. So, before starting this chapter, I want to ask you that what do you think? Why do we ask questions in teaching? What's the objective? What's the purpose of questioning?
If ma'am, I think if teacher is asking question before explaining, then maybe he she wants to know that how's the intellect of student related to that particular topic. And
Correct.
if teacher is asking after explaining, then yeah, maybe she wants to know that are they getting what they are teaching or not.
Okay, very good. And Lepalika ji, you are also telling.
Yes, ma'am. That thing also I want to say means first teacher will know how much capacities of students means how much understanding level they have. By questioning, teacher can know. So then, after knowing that means the students' understanding level, then teacher can teach in such a way students can understand.
Correct. So let's see. So, as you told, this is the very main objective to understand, to know that how much knowledge students have and how much teacher need to, which topics or which point teacher needs to focus on teaching more. So this is the first point. It helps in motivating or activating the students so as to draw his or her attention towards the subject matter. So when you ask question to someone, then their focus is on knowing the answer. So when you tell them, when you ask them, then they are most focused towards the subject. Second point, it develops interest and goes on developing question minded, which in turn help which in turn help not to remain idle. So when you ask someone question, then they pay attention to the subject you are teaching, and they are not just uh, they are mentally not switched off in learning that topic. They are not lazy. Next is, teacher understands the ability of the child and in which the subject he takes interest. So yes, teacher comes to know the subject in which the student takes interest. Fourth point, teachers understand whether the child has understood his teaching or not. This helps him to go further ahead of the subject. And next, fifth point, it is to add new knowledge with the old. So yes, very true that through questioning, new knowledge. The objective of questioning is to learn something new, to add something new in. Sixth point, it allows the child to think and to develop the habit to think. So yes, student learns to critically think through questioning. Seventh, it is to understand the difficulty of the child. So as Shakshi ji and told that at the end of the and also teacher also asks question, and if teacher finds out that student is not able to answer something, then teacher can know that here the child is finding some difficulty, so teacher can work on that. Next point, if the answers are well answered by the teacher, are well received by the teacher, he can think that his teaching is successful. Next, it is to help the students at various phases of learning. It is to help the students at various phases of learning. So, like before, if we ask introductory questions during the class, teacher can ask developing critical thinking questions, this type of question, thought provoking questions, and at the end, teacher can ask recapitulatory questions. So, at different phases of learning, these help students to learn. Next point is it helps to develop the mental faculty. These are the objectives of teaching. Then next, basic characteristics of question.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Okay. So now is it audible? Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Then next, basic characteristics of good question. Point one, question should be asked according to students' age and sex. We should keep this thing in mind while asking question. Second, ask harder questions to the mature students and easier to the poor students. So we should ask questions according to students' capability. Third, language of the question should be easy. Teacher should not use harder words. If we use harder words, then students won't be able to understand our question. Then how will they answer? Then next point is all questions should be as such which motivate the child. So the purpose of questioning should be not to demotivate the child that they don't know anything, but the purpose of questions should be to motivate the child in their learning process. Fifth, question should be thrown to all and not to any particular student. Next point, question should be meaningful and relevant to the topic. Seventh, ask the question politely. Next point, do not attack any student in particular to harass him or her. And do not ask question quickly. Give the student time to think and interact. So these are the very basic and important points that we need to keep in our mind before preparing for asking question. So there are four more points. Do not ask repeatedly the questions. Change the sentence when repeated. So it's like you if you asking the same question, then you need to change the wordings and language of that question. Do not ask yes or no type of question, or for it could be wasteful if you ask yes or no question. Yes or no type questions, it's possible that these questions do not promote learning in any way, that these questions do not promote deeper thinking or critical thinking among the students. 12th, do not ask the question only for the sake of asking. So there should be an objective behind asking questions. It's not
Ma'am,
he has.
voice is breaking.
There should be not ask. So do not ask incomplete question. Next point is it should be short, not lengthy. These are the characteristics of question. Then after the characteristics, we will study kinds of questions. My voice is audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Kinds of questions. So there are the seven kinds of questions that are given. First one are introductory questions. So you tell me about introductory questions. What can be the introductory questions?
Don't know, ma'am. Not sure.
You can tell whatever you think.
Ma'am, students may give their introduction their self.
Okay. So these are like before when teacher teaches something. As like I am teaching you today, I'm teaching you types of questioning, kinds of questions. Before starting the chapter, I what about what can be the objectives of questioning. Then what was that? That was a type of introductory question. So why do a teacher introductory questions? Find and past experience, knowledge of the students, and next to add something new to it by creating further interest. And in introduction, only one or two should be questions should be asked. And then students are compelled to use their brain, rationalize the issue, and increase their observation power. So, who give me the introductory example?
Ma'am,
You are
please brief.
uh, we will us to. Is it audible?
No much break. No, ma'am.
At, sorry,
It's breaking a lot,
we
madam.
Screen
continue.
also. Yes.
Screen also on, madam.
Okay. Is it audible now?
Yes, it is audible.
Okay. Today my network is not good, so let's just do these kinds of questions. Then we will do in next class because I have very bad network today. So introductory. So I was asking that, for example, you are a yoga teacher and someone joins your class. So what type of introductory questions you can ask from the uh, students, from your students? Or let's take another example. Like you are teaching Yoga Sutra, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra in the class, and then what can be the introductory questions that you anybody?
Maybe, ma'am,
Means
I'll
What are
ask.
sutras?
Yeah.
Yeah, one by one. Who was answering?
What are sutras? Who's Patanjali?
Yes. And
Patanjali
more?
period.
What is yoga according to you? How it
Yes.
is?
Yes, very good. So we can ask these
Mm.
questions.
So we can ask these questions.
Yes, what were you saying?
How many chapters are there in Patanjali?
Yes, we can ask them about what they understand from yoga and what they understand from Ashtanga yoga. All these that you said, you all said, all answered, all gave good examples. So after introductory questions, next are developing questions. So once you have asked introductory questions, then while you are teaching further, then you ask developing questions to develop the students in the particular subject. Students are compelled to use this, so it's same as introductory questions. Students are compelled to use their brain, rationalization, difference between the introductory developing questions is that the introductory
your
question
voice is not clear.
before you have started the class.
I'm breaking too much.
Okay, then we will do in the next class because I have bad network. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
I have shared notes to sir.
Okay. I have
Please prepare.
What you have shared, ma'am?
Ma'am is asking about notes. Means she will share these notes, I think.
I heard she has already shared.
Means in Google Drive maybe, but we did not find till now.
Yeah, we will ask today, Rahul sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's
Hello.
leave now. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, I was